Hey guys, I'm bald now. And now we're gonna head straight in to a story time. It's about this. I think this is a really good controller. Cool controller. Orange and blue. And it's the perfect blend of blue. So you might be like, why isn't this yours? Well, let's get right into that. I mean, this thing happened months and months ago, and it's still going on now. It's pretty big. And when I talk about it, I just want to be straight up. I'm not trying to be mean, to the person. So let's just, get into it. A couple months ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, I would say almost. Because this was even before Thanksgiving. Much before Thanksgiving. I would say this is like a month before even November, at least. So it's been a few months, and might have even been. Actually, it was in October, I think. Yeah, it was slightly into October slash September. So this is how it went. So me and him, we were good friends, and we were talking, and then we do have slight spells where we just don't talk, mostly because we're either playing different games or I'm focusing on schoolwork, and I can't really play games with him when I'm focusing on schoolwork, and so yeah, I didn't really see anything weird there, but let me actually continue with this part where I'm at. I'm sort of jumping ahead of myself. So, yep, played the game with my moderator. In the middle of me playing it, my dad gets me lunch. And he's like, I don't know if you want to go to their house. My friend's house. Let's call them the Ziplocs. Obviously not their name, but, this was right here. So I was like, you know what, I'll just call them the Ziplocs. Okay. So he was like, I don't know if you want to go to the Ziplocs. And I'm like, okay. Why? And she was like, well, he says you stole his game. And he said, you were the only one that could have taken it, because the last time you were there, no one else went into his room. And I would like to state, right now, I did not go into his room at that point, because I remember it vividly. The last time I went to the house, I did not go upstairs once. I barely even stayed there. I literally did the definition of dining and bailing, basically. I ate. My nephew called me, and it was like a very, very rare occurrence that this nephew ever called me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna head home, because we see each other pretty often. So I'm just gonna go home and talk to my nephew. So I went home, talked to my nephew, played a few games with him, and that was it. I never once went upstairs. I didn't even go upstairs to use the restroom. And their restroom is like right next to his room, which will have a slight importance in the story later on, sort of, but not really, I guess. So basically, that was going through my head when he said the last time you were there, you stole his game. It's like, I didn't do that, but I'll probably just buy it, because literally the only games that he has, and he deliberately said it was games for his 2DS. My dad did, when he told me what he and his parents said that what he thought I took. What he said that I did take. And so I'm like, okay. The games don't cost too much, because to my knowledge, the only games that he had, and we'll call him DualShock. You can. I have the best way of naming things, but we'll call him DualShock. And so DualShock is all like, hey, I should actually just come up with actual names, but you know what? Well, let's just go with it. So he's all like, he took my 2DS game, and I was like, you know what? this isn't going to be too hard because, all the games he has are for 2DS and all of them are pretty cheap. Even if there are Pokemon games, I can, like, get Pokemon Moon or Sun, whichever one he had, very easily. And he has Pokemon uh, X and maybe one Zelda game that was for it. And, yeah. So it would have been fairly cheap because I know a lot of places that are selling them like hotcakes very cheap as well. And so I was like, you know what, I can deal with that. It won't really kind of tick me off. I mean, I was kind of offended and angry. I won't lie, being, accused of stealing. But then it changed again like 2 days later. It wasn't his actual 2DS games, it was his 2DS now. And so now I'm starting to get a little aggravated because 2DS will actually somewhat cost me compared to the games. And so I was like, you know what? It's not too expensive. I can probably get it at some point. I know a place where they're selling it relatively cheap. Like, I'm pretty sure that my GameStop has used ones for like $25 sometimes. So I was like, I'll just go grab one. Plus, I have some in-store credit. I can probably get it for like 15 if I use my in-store credit as well. And so I'm still willing to do it. But I was going to offer to help him find it first because it's definitely going to be in his room because I didn't steal it. And so we cut to Thanksgiving. So we go to the Ziplocs house for Thanksgiving because, we're really close, me and their family. And so he comes downstairs and he comes in with God of War 4 or God of War 2018, whatever you want to call it, which I gave him to borrow for about almost, no joke, a year and a half. Like, I have been wanting to play it really bad because when I gave it to him, I was like on Red Dead Redemption 2 hype. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play this. But then pretty fast I wanted to play God of War. But I asked him every like 3 months, have you started playing God of War? No. Let me get past that because that has me a little aggravated too. But that's not the important part. So I go there. He pretty much slams the game down on the table in front of me, which at the time I was somewhat optimistic, actually. Basically, I did skip over one time I did see him before Thanksgiving. So we were at their house again. The few times that I was over there after the fact, he did not come down at all when we were there. And then when he did, it was to bring down dishes the one time. Completely ignored me, which was weird to me. Because whenever we saw each other, we usually said hi. We talked about movies or comics or games that are coming out or that we've seen. And, have pretty good conversation. So I was like, you know what? He's probably mad. I tried to look at it as his side. I was like, you know what? He's just mad. Because he's lost a game. He was just mad because he lost a game system. So I tried to see it from his point of view. So despite the cold shoulder he gave me, I was still willing to talk and be friends with them. And and it just kind of gets worse by the time we get to the next day, actually, I think it was. Wait, no. Because my mom had came down with us, and she wasn't down the next day, that day. She didn't come for quite a while until literally Thanksgiving, and that wasn't the day before Thanksgiving. I'm remembering a little bit now. Well, a little bit better. Mostly because of how stressed and kind of angry I've gotten. But what basically happened is Thanksgiving Day comes. He comes up with God of War 2018, slams it on the table, And he's like, here's your game back. Now give me my PlayStation controller. Like, he did it more aggressively, but I would still kind of consider it passive aggressive, but it was still kind of aggressive, and he was like kind of like twitching, like he was really angry. And so I'm just like, I didn't take your controller ever, and I was kind of, I don't know, I just felt bad. I don't really know how to describe it, because at the moment I wasn't angry because I have this 20, like, 8 or 9 year old. I forget which. I think he's 29, about to turn 30. Yeah, that is correct, because I remember his mom talking about his 30th birthday. He's 30 now. And so, he was 29. So he's pretty much all on my face, and, I'm just trying to calm him down. And he's all like, only you could have took it. Well, actually, no. After I said, that happened right after. I'm kind of jumping. I'm sorry. Because this is, like, just crazy to me how this transpired. And so, I go, take my game, I take it to the car, because he leaves after that, because he gets so peed off because I didn't admit something that I didn't do. And then I bring something in. I bring in some food for Thanksgiving dinner. I bring it in, and I see him sitting on the couch. I'm like, maybe I can, like, patch this up to him. I can, like, really talk to him. And so I sit down next to him, and all I get out is, shh, because that's part of his name, not giving his full name, or even his first name. That's why we're calling him DualShock. And he stands up, like, really aggressive over me, and he's like, except imagine more muscle, because, he's a couple years older than me, and actually worked out, and I've kind of never gotten to go into a gym, so I'm literally a green bean for arms. No muscle. And so he's standing over me, really aggressive, and he's like, you're the only one that could have taken it. Tell me what you did with it. Did you sell it? You sold it? You're using it to play games, and, like, all this other accusations. He was like, just give it back to me. And I didn't take it. So I can't give him what I haven't stolen that he thinks I've stolen. And I'm trying to tell him this. And I was kind of also shocked that he was, like, legit about to get into a fight. Like, he was, like, stepping closer and getting more angry in the face. Like, he really looked like he was about to sock me in the jaw. And he acted like it, too, because he was, like, rearing his arm a little bit. And I was still sitting on the couch, and I was like, I swear, I didn't take it. I even had my arms up. And, like, his dad kind of just watched what was transpiring, and he stepped in, and he was like, you said he didn't have it. And, like, I forgot what else he said, but, like, he didn't say anything, like, bad to his son. He was just like, he doesn't have it, leave him alone, I think is what he said. And he got so mad. And he just went up there. And mind you, I'm barely an adult at this point, because I barely was 18. I'm still barely 18. But I have a few months under me now. I didn't even really have a month under me. Well, that's a lie. My birthday's October 2nd. This was Thanksgiving. So I did technically have a month on me of, being 18. But just barely. So this pretty much 30-year-old living in his parents' house, who keeps, like, an eagle's eye on his games, loses one and immediately blames me, even though I had literally no possible way to take it, because As I said, nephew called me, hadn't talked to him in forever. One of the rare nephews that I get to talk to. So I went home and we played a game together through my PlayStation. And so, like, after that, I guess I should put this. I freaking love Thanksgiving dinner. I feast at Thanksgiving dinner. I barely ate after that confrontation because we ate like 2 minutes after that. And I was like just sick to my stomach because like me and him, we were tight. Like we did a lot of stuff together for quite a few years when from minor to technically adulthood for me, not for him because when I first got here he was like maybe 19. I would have to do the math, but I don't want to do it right now. But basically, we've been close. And we've played games together for years, and we know each other personally. We've just been tight. And so when this happened, I was very hurt emotionally. I won't lie. And I also, like, when I mentioned I was angry before when I got, accused, it wasn't that big of anger. But, like, after this is when I started getting really aggravated and really angry. Um, so, put, like, maybe 3 days after that. I am with my other moderator, Galaxy Doge, or whatever he goes by, because he keeps on changing it. Not that I can really talk. I mean, I've only really changed my name once, and I've stuck with it for several months, but I won't lie, I'm thinking about changing my channel name again. Both of them, maybe. And, yeah, so we were playing. We actually had like a full party, and one of the people left, and so it was just me, Galaxy Doge, and the other guy. And I literally told him about the story, and they're like, "Well, I think he's depressed, and it might be a possibility that he's depressed. The reason why, plus with his story changing. Well, I don't know about being depressed means change your story. I mean, I've been depressed. I'm still sort of depressed right now. I don't, go out and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this and lie and ruin relationships. I mean, we weren't we weren't in a relationship like that, but friendship relationship, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. And I didn't really want to argue with the dude because I honestly don't think it's depression that made him do that. Uh, I think it was his own choices and maybe bipolar disorder because his mother has it. And so, I haven't said anything to him, like, disrespectful. I've been really respectful to him. And then, I ended up not saying I was gonna ask him if he wanted help, mostly because we're backtracking a little bit, but this is the last part of Thanksgiving. So the reason I left that day wasn't because I wanted to talk to my nephew. It was because I had to use the restroom really bad. And now we're going back to that section that I said earlier about his bathroom. I mean, the bathroom, not even his, it's just up there. So here's the parents' room, here's his room, and then right here's the bathroom. So you literally have to walk pretty much in front of his door and then turn left, and then you're at the door to the bathroom. And every time, he came down several times, but he would like glare at me, and when he would go down, stomp, 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 he would stomp real loud, like about a child. I'm trying not to get into him too much right now. Uh, and he did this like 8 to 10 times when I was there, and then I very like not to hurt his parents' feelings. So I talked to my dad. Well, I didn't talk to him. I sent him a text. And I was like, "Hey, I want to use the bathroom, but I don't know if DualShock will beat me up if I go up there. So I was wondering if you would just take me home so I could go to the bathroom." But I said, "Don't say it out loud," because I didn't want to be disrespectful to his parents. And I guess my dad barely read the message, like, "Huh, you want to go home?" And I was like, and I kind of gave him a look, and in my head I was screaming, "Dad, did you not read the message? I said don't publicly exclaim it." Because I didn't want to hurt his parents' feelings. I'm still really close to his parents. But, like, so, yeah, and after I left, according to my mom and dad, he was still stomping on the stairs, even though I had left. I guess my existence, my scent being in the house still peeved him off. So, it's just aggravating to me, this entire story. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fuming mad. And I'm still sort of fuming mad, mostly because I'm talking about it now. Because when I was keeping it to myself, like, this is also a way for me to vent, because not a lot of people even go on this channel, so this is more me just venting. But it is a story time for those who do come to my channel and actually watch my videos on this channel. But, let me, stay more focused on the story real quick. So after that, after everything that had happened, like, it changed, his story changed again. So originally, it was his green camo. His green camo of one of these. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Well, first, it was his old PS4 controller. Then it changed to a new PS4 controller. Then it changed to a PS4 controller that was in the box, but he had taken out and played it a few times. But he left it back in the box, but open enough that someone could take it, and I took it, according to him. And so, yeah. And I guess maybe he took my words the wrong way. I said I didn't want any of your controllers because I was already planning on getting a new one. And maybe he took that as he took it because he needed one. And I sort of did. If you heard my streams on my YouTube channel, I did say that I needed a new one. But my mom actually bought me a new one. But I had been planning to buy a PS5 controller because I've heard how freaking good they are. And I was like, you know what? I'll just buy one of those. Buying him this has cost me that. Yeah, I actually bought him a controller because I just want this to be done. Because we used to be friends. Good friends. Like, I am so piping mad right now. So, after that, I decided, I would get this for him with my mom's help because I didn't really have the money. So, that's kind of the story. I probably cut out a bunch because of how aggravated I am. Like, legit, I'm just very frustrated about this whole situation. And I remembered what I was going to say. So after that, then it became a blue camouflaged controller. Then it became a just a regular black controller. And then it became the camouflage controller again. Like, the story just kept on changing and changing. It was just so aggravating. Like, my mom thought maybe it was the weed he was smoking. My sister thinks it was possibly, his bipolar disorder that he may have. Uh, it's just an aggravating situation. It could be a mix of all three. It could be him smoking weed, bipolar disorder, and depression. I'm just trying to be a good person in this situation, but I don't know what to do. That's part of the reason why I'm making this. Like, this is a story time. It is something I wanted to also get off my chest and vent. Also ask for kind of a bit of help, because I literally don't even know if we'll be friends after this. Like, I give him this, then what? I got the controller, but I still think you stole it, so we're not going to be friends. Like, bro, I don't know what to do. He's definitely not going to trust me now, but I didn't take it. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to prove my innocence, because apparently he looked for it and he couldn't find it. And his mom helped him too. So I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. That's the blatant fact of the situation. Would I still want to be his friend? Yes. Like, I talked to my dad, like, a while ago, and I was like, I don't know if we'll ever be friends again after this. And that was mostly when I was, like, peak anger. Like, not only that, like, I learned that he, like, unfriended me also on PlayStation, which I was like, well, that's aggravating. And so, Galaxy Dojo was even like, just unfollow him. And so I did. But, like, I just don't know. Like, we really were tight. Like, we would talk pretty much every day. From stupid crap to stuff we were excited about. So I just don't know. So that's partly why I'm asking for help from you guys, if you're willing to help me. If there's any way I can get any type of, like, just do this. Like, I'm just so, I don't even know what I am anymore. Like, I kind of feel guilty for making this, but I didn't use his name. So it's not like you guys even know who this guy is. You guys aren't going to be able to dox him if you are the type of person that dox people. I just don't know. And, like, I don't know if this is the first time I've been ever accused of stealing, because, like, there's been times where they have asked, hey, I'm pretty sure we let you borrow this or this movie, and I'm like, no, I didn't take it. They usually find said movie, and I think, like, two times they did let me borrow a movie, and I forgot to get it. I was like, oh yeah, let me go get it, because I genuinely forgot, because I watched it, then I set it down. So I don't know if they were also, like, sort of accusing me then, but they didn't, like, straight up ask me into my face. They had a bit more class if they were accusing me of stealing it anytime they found something missing, but I highly doubt it. As I said, I just don't know what to do. I would like any feedback, if possible, from you guys. But that's kind of what happened. And, like, as I said, I just don't know what to do. And I don't know what's going to happen after this. That's why I said I might make a follow-up video to tell you if we are friends again, or if he's just going to continue hating me after I give him this new one. We were going to get him a gold one, but it was like 70 or 80 bucks, and we could have gotten a PS5 controller for that much. But this one's orange and blue, which I think he'll also like because it's Goku's colors and he likes Dragon Ball. Uh, so I just hope that maybe we can restart or something, me and him. I just don't know what to do. And that's just the fact of the situation. I don't know what to do. And I hate repeating myself. But please, if you guys can help me possibly somehow fix this friendship, I would be very appreciative because he hasn't really bugged out like this before. This is the first time. I am concerned for him a little bit. I am aggravated. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I am aggravated. You know, I feel hurt that he just trust me that much that he thinks I would steal from him. Like, I just, you get the point idea. You get the point of the idea. I just don't know what to do, and I need help. So yeah, this is the story time of how I've been accused to be a thief, and I've lost my greatest friend, basically. And I'm probably gonna pick up meditating because of how freaking upset I am. Uh, I mean, I've lost sleep over this, which you can probably tell. It's not the only reason I've lost sleep. You know, I stayed up a lot for finals in school. I just stayed up for a lot of crap, but I will admit I've lost sleep over this because, like, as I said, we used to be really tight. So if you can give me feedback for the 1 millionth time, if you're still watching this, give me feedback. I would greatly appreciate it. Bye. Also, I may be seeing what the heck this thing is. Like, I keep on seeing people put this in the comments of other people's videos. It's like this long list of things. I'm confused to what it does. I'll see what it is after I post it on there. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.